The Baby Who Wouldn't Let Go. A true story inspired by real gorilla rescues. He was so small that his fingers could barely wrap around her fur. When the rescuers found him, the forest was silent. The kind of silence that feels wrong. No calls, no birds, no wind. Just a baby gorilla sitting beside his mother's body, pressed against her chest, his face buried where her heartbeat should have been. But there was no heartbeat anymore. She had tried to protect him. The signs were everywhere. Broken branches, torn earth, the heavy imprint of her body where she had stood her ground. She had not run. She had not abandoned him. She had placed herself between danger and her baby, absorbing everything meant for him. Poachers had taken her life anyway. They left her there. And they left the baby behind, too small to sell, too weak to survive alone. And yet, he was still breathing. His eyes were open but unfocused. His body shook, not from cold, but from confusion. He did not understand death, only absence. When humans approached, he didn't scream, he didn't bare his teeth, he didn't run. He only tightened his grip. His tiny arms locked around his mother's fur with a strength no one expected from something so small. His fingers had cramped there for hours, maybe longer. Long enough that letting go felt impossible. When gentle hands reached for him, he cried out for the first time, not in anger, in panic. A sound sharp and broken, the sound of a child realizing the world had changed forever. They stopped. They backed away. They sat with him instead, for hours. They spoke softly. They lowered their eyes. They let him decide. They let him feel, in the only way a baby can, that he was not about to be taken from her. Not again. Only when exhaustion overcame grief did his grip loosen, slowly, reluctantly, as if releasing her meant losing her a second time. When they finally carried him away, his eyes never left her body. At the sanctuary, the nights were the hardest. He cried when the sun went down, not loudly, not desperately, just a low, trembling sound, a call meant for one voice only. Caretakers slept beside him. They wrapped him in blankets that smelled unfamiliar. They let him cling to their shirts the way he once clung to her chest. Some nights, he woke suddenly, reaching out, searching. There were moments when he stopped eating, moments when he sat still for too long, moments when even the caretakers feared his heart might follow hers. But slowly, something changed. Weeks passed, then months. One day, he reached for another baby gorilla for the first time. Another orphan, another survivor. They didn't play, they didn't wrestle, they simply sat together, two small bodies leaning into each other, learning that warmth could exist again. As he grew, something remarkable became clear. He was gentle. When younger gorillas cried, he stayed close. When fear entered the group, he placed himself between danger and the smallest ones, just as his mother once had. He learned protection before he learned play. Years later, when the time came, the gates of the forest opened again. He was not released alone. He was released with others like him, gorillas who had lost, who had healed, who had learned to trust again. The forest received him quietly. No ceremony, no applause, just trees, mist, and space to become who he was always meant to be. Somewhere deep in that forest, he lives now. Not forgotten, not broken. A living memory of a mother who gave everything, and a child who learned that love can be taken, but it can also return. And sometimes, the strongest hearts are born from the deepest loss.